Yeah, this.
Come on, jeez.
All right, Papa Smurf. Yeah. Oh, so they ban Io. Chen is still in the pool. I would be surprised if they don't just first phase it. All right, Slardar.
I can dig it. I like that choice, though, because, you know, you can keep the Chin there, and it also leaves you open. Slardar with Nick's band is probably just the best pick here, right? We've seen these two heroes constantly selected in the first two. It's still open. That could be a GH, an MC, hell, even a Miracle hero, or I don't know. And it leaves you very open in that regard because now, especially when first pick, it just sort of solves things. I'm Dire, I have a stun, a strong laner, and Roche. That's really, really nice to have in your pocket with 4 heroes left to go.
Slardar is the best Roche taking hero in the game. Even though if you don't have like other heroes who are good taking the Roche, he just amplifies it. And I love the combo. Slardar plus DA, good at every single stage of the game.
Oh, I love that pickup though.
Yep. Oracle's solid counter pick. You can cleanse off the ultimate, but more importantly, it's just safe. If you're playing against the Slardar, this hero is an initiator and it deals physical damage. There's nothing else that this hero is really going to accomplish, and Oracle's quite nice at just ensuring that initial target is going to be A-okay. I'll be curious to see how they go with this. I've seen Oracle Troll picked up a lot in the first two in those EU qualifiers. I know Aggressive Mode did it at least once. It'll be interesting to see if they do it here as well. It is a nice matchup against the Slardar.
If you use the combo correctly, you have like 15 seconds of invulnerability. You can't die. Clockwork, this is the hero that GH really shined on yesterday. There was no real lockdown besides the Clockwork, but he was all over the place. So it could be a steal pick from Aggressive Mode. I just don't want to see a position 3 Clockwork. This hero, like the assassination game from position 3 is not the greatest in my opinion. Like you want to have hero who builds these team fighting items, a pipe, a mech.
It's interesting that Nigma have gone back to this sort of style. They did this a lot around TI7 and afterwards as well, where they just kind of opened with their strat.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just, you know, deal with it. Slardar, Lifestealer. How many times have we seen this operate to a high level? And it means that no matter what heroes you pick, no matter how you counter them, like, this is a win condition, right? You deal such massive physical damage. I especially like that this will most likely be paired with Miracle's just aggro tempo build. The Armlet, the Halberd, the Desto. The reason I love this build so much is because these items are so cheap, but because of that, they're very gold efficient. They're not as slot efficient, but because of the way Dota works nowadays, because you have the backpack, because you have the neutral item, the TP slot, you can effectively make yourself 25, 30 minutes 6-slotted, where you're now just the most powerful hero on the map by far because of how efficient those items are.
They need a good hero against the Lifestealer. Usually when there's either Lifestealer or Timbersaw, they tend to pick Ursa, which Skitter really shines on.
Yeah.
Not sure if it's the greatest matchup against the Slardar,
It's
though. Like they will shift Slardar to position 3 if they pick Ursa. But it's their comfort hero.
Yeah. This is, to me, a perfect Medusa game. I'd be very surprised if Nigma don't actually ban that out, especially against AM. I think that that's something I want to see them try and control here, which is just to make sure the game's easier for them to play. Put Nigma on the clock. Make them come to you. Don't be in a scenario like we saw in a couple of those games yesterday where teams were baited specifically, were kind of on the back foot. They had to win 5 fights to every one you took to
I think they're going to pick Timbersaw. Oh, sorry, ban. And, yeah, prediction god, huh?
Wow.
Even when you're trying to cheat, you're wrong. Come on, Lacan.
That's another cleanse mechanic on the LC. It's also pretty okay laning against the Lifestealer, although really you just end up trading and probably pulling creeps. A Coddle, man, they have really turned the clock back. Is this 2017 or what? The GH Coddle.
Yeah.
Huh. I like Legion Commander as response to open wounds and stun plus amplified damage on Slardar. So now they have 3 abilities that they can dispel these things with, which is super effective. Not sure how I feel about Coddle. Like, if someone can make it work, it's Nigma, but this hero has not been popular for a reason.
No, and they tried to make it work. It didn't work against VP.
It's cool in this game, though. You blind the LC during duel. You can force Clock out of his own cogs. And it's just big team fight, right? The reason I enjoy this sort of hero pick is just simply that it's comfort. But you look at this Slardar Lifestealer. Roche, physical damage output, late game, all this is covered, right? You need to ensure that you force the enemy team to think about BKBs. And Coddle does that because you need them if you want to be able to play Dota against his full kit.
I would love to see Troll here. Good
Yeah.
laner. He's ranged against the Slardar, deals well with the life stealers. You have extra attack speed against the Will-O-Wisp. Press the attack, so easy to deal with that.
Again, this is also, it's still an insane Deuce game. I've heard this from multiple players. I think it was maybe Seb talking about it, how these heroes like Deuce Gyro are really good against Coddle and Phoenix because you can deal damage to the ultimates without actually limiting your damage on the enemy heroes, which is a big problem. If you remember, people used to pick like old Clinks or Ursa against Phoenix. The problem is you're using effectively all your damage in the fight to attack the ultimate. And even if you were to kill it, you've still now pretty much used everything to get a support, and it's not a big win. Oh, what do you know? Lacoste is...
See, Lacoste.
Well,
you
I was
don't
not
have to
cheating
cheat.
this time, huh?
Oh, you're good. He was hovering, like we saw, him hovering over Void Spirit and Bloodseeker as well. But it did turn out to be the Troll as Lacoste called. Why don't we see Void Spirit that much? With the start of the tournament and during all the qualifiers, Void Spirit was like the hot spot.
The rise of SF, I think, definitely has something to do with it. Now that, because it was a new hero, right? People hadn't figured out like what kind of matchups just make the game really hard for a Void Spirit to play both in lane and in game. And I think SF is just that perfect hero that people realize they'll get abused by if they Void too early.
You need to ban Puck and SF when you have Void Spirit. In the games where Void Spirit is winning, he's looking extremely good. But in the games when he's playing from behind, this hero feels like complete garbage.
Yeah. I can give you that. And this will be interesting to see which direction Nigma goes for here. They need a mid. And they need, I imagine, a 5 position. This could be a Kuro, Coddle, a GH, Slardar. We really don't know. It's another reason I like this trio of heroes.
They love to pick Pugna when there's a Troll on the enemy side. They Cripify against the Troll, against the like damage from the duel. Could be mitigated, and they don't have any kind of... Yeah, that's true. But I'd prefer Pugna. They want to switch Slardar to position 4, I assume, here, because he's going to lane against Troll and two ranged heroes. Huh?
A Kuro Coddle rather than the GH Coddle, you know?
It could be position 5 Slardar.
That's true.
He will be laning against the like 2 melee heroes. They already know the matchup, Clockwork and Legion Commander.
Yep. I think we might see the rise. If you remember back a couple of years ago when Secret was innovating, we saw like 5 Brewmasters becoming meta. We saw 5 Axe even a couple of times.
We saw 5 Storm.
Because you have so much more gold as a support to start the game, I think you can get away with a lot of these heroes, like Slardar, that are incredibly strong laners. You buy an Uv and some regen, you just hit enemies in the face. Like, you're effectively just a bonus core, but you just help out your actual core in the lane quite much.
Well, they're taking their time with this 4th pick. They will go for the Underlord, revealing that offlane Underlord, right? I know we've seen it mid sometimes, but I don't think it was Nigma that did that.
They did that, I think, during the qualifiers when someone picked Brood against them, so they had to adjust. It's their comfort hero, percentage-based damage, always feels good, and it gives them ability to fight into these clutch areas around the Roche Pit, with the Pit of Malice being one of the most useful spells.
Do you feel like Nigma can apply as much pressure as it did yesterday during Secrets game with these heroes? We saw them basically being all pressure from minute 15 onwards.
The thing I like about it is that you have 2 heroes that have spells that instantly clear creep waves, even from fog. And this is a big benefit for the way Nigma likes to play, which is Miracle off-map, trying to just accelerate as fast as possible. You have a killer in Slardar, and it's much easier to play heroes like that when you've got a Call and Underlord that will handle waves for you.
10 seconds
Makes it easier to play Dota. You'll have more vision, and the game sort of develops organically in front of you. It's interesting that both teams limited playmaking ability. My concern with the aggressive mode lineup right now is I look at it, I think, wow, a Dusa would be nice, but then it's all on your clock making plays around the ultimate, same with the LC, and it just feels like you're playing kind of Enigma's hands, where they'll just make the map smaller for you and inevitably take a Roche and start outplaying you, out-farming, out-resourcing. We'll see. I think you still go back for your Wii hero here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind OD, Pugna,
OD's banned out.
OD banned out?
Yeah, OD banned, and now the Huskar banned as well, maybe protecting a potential TA pick?
I wouldn't be surprised.
TA to play as like super fast Nice combo with the Slaughter. They can pretty much one-shot
Oh,
anyone.
that might-
What is that? That's tiny.
That is a tiny indeed.
They're a bit limited on the like real lockdown guaranteed besides tiny stun. I know Barania loves to play Ember Spirit here, and this is the talk they're having
don't
right
think-
now. Like, what do you want to play? You know the matchup. We need to
Yeah.
utilize this 10th pick.
Also,
This is a tough
for
one.
melee
10
hero, like,
seconds
is this
remaining.
something that aggressive
be a
mode
good
can
Viper
still
game. Oof.
like exploit? Ricky?
Okay, so Riki safe,
your
troll
hero.
mid. It's a decent matchup for the troll. The missed chance is really annoying for a tiny to deal with. It's just, this is such a bad Riki game. Into Slardar, into Underlord.
I don't know why they did not pick a range hero.
Yeah.
Like, the Troll can be mid, but I'd prefer to have him on the safe lane with the Oracle. Like, you know the matchups already. They're going to be playing
Well-
against melee heroes on the bottom lane. They had this same problem during their drafts. Like, they're not using this last pick.
I will say, to be fair, Riki, well, rather, Coddle traditionally has always been, you want an invis hero to play against him, especially when it's GH. That guy is so annoying, constantly hiding in trees, spamming out his Q. You have waves at your tier 2 all game, and you don't know where the hell this guy is. Riki, at least you have the opportunity, especially post-defusal. Oh, hey, found him, got him, nice. Kill the rats, move on. But my concern is, will you really have enough of a laning phase? Will you ever be able to team fight? Nigma seem like they got a big edge here.
They're gonna run at aggressive mode, you feel, Lacoste?
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. If they lose a hero or two, they're going to transition that easily into Roche and just snowball. These heroes are extremely good, especially if Tiny's having an okay time on the mid lane. I'm not a big fan of this Riki last pick, I got to be honest.
Okay, so what needs to happen for aggressive mode to have a decent shot at this game?
Top lane, they got to dominate. Troll's going to have to win his matchup. Riki just needs to be able to trade bottom effectively. I think they have an edge in the sense that their Clock 4, it's got to be a tri-lane setup, I'd imagine, because Clock versus Underlord Coddle offlane is the dream, because you can just kill both of these heroes. If you find them from behind, you can effectively choke them off from the river and then just bully them out of lane if you can keep control near the tower. It's just a question of whether or not that's going to be possible. And we shall see.
They should not commit heavily because they have good heroes to go in and out. Whirling Axe is some extra slow. You know, you have press the attack to dispel a lot of things, plus Oracle. So they're looking for these prolonged team fights.
All right, let's find out what's gonna happen. First game of the day. Let's head over to Lizard and Gods.
It's the first game of the day, and we've got a good one, Lizard. We've got Nigma taking on aggressive mode, a kind of rematch from earlier. They played in the best of ones, but this is a much bigger deal. Loser here is eliminated.
Yeah, it's elimination. And also, yeah, they did lose earlier,
Yeah.
aggressive mode that is, but in the major qualifiers, they did manage to win versus Nigma. So
Yeah.
perhaps this matchup can work for them again. They picked techies earlier, so I guess they wanted to be here in the end, you know?
And the major qualifiers is where it really counted. So if anything, it's like, look, we beat these guys before. You don't feel like Nigma's this team. Like, you know, if you go versus Secret, like, can we beat them? You know you can beat them.
It's Nigma.
Yeah, it
like,
is.
It's like these guys together have like 10,000 MMR more than the side of aggressive mode.
Okay.
But
Not great.
not great. But most importantly, these two drafts, like we were discussing the same like panel, we were watching the drafts, and last pick Riki, what? Like you're lacking damage. That's the most
Yeah.
important aspect of this aggressive modes lineup. The biggest flaw that I see, at least. They didn't address it really well.
Well, we'll see how some of these heroes pan out, as there's going to be a toss back, early aggression already. They've actually maybe got a first blood attempt here on Skylark. He gets the overwing odds for the movement speed bonus, and they can't body block him entirely. And Skylark will escape with a salve. Maybe just want to head back to base. No, he is going to pop that salve.
Couple of really difficult lanes over here. If you're looking at aggressive mode, they're laning Legion Commander. They picked it into Lifestealer. Now, a few months back, that would be a legit lane. But right now, it's not as strong. Feast has been reworked. That Lifestealer just hits way too often, way too hard for you to sustain there. But we'll see. We have this Kotal plus Mind Control as well. And this lane, usually what it does is it just pushes in. You have your Illuminate, you have your Rain of Fire, and you just constantly push in and pull, right? Riki and Oracle, yeah, you have some sustain, but not a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, at this stage, Underlord getting some help from Kuro's Creep of the Light, but Skeeter doing what he can to just zone him away from these creeps. I mean, it's not like, yeah, this isn't this amazing Dream Riki game. It must be something about the hero that Skeeter just really likes to play.
They started the lane well, though. The fact that they forced that Illuminate and that Rain of Fire away from the lane, away from the creeps, that's pretty good, because it completely messes up the concept of Kotl and Underlord and how they're supposed to start a lane.
Well, back in the mid lane, we have Borania. We've
Borania?
Borania, sorry. Borania.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I get to cast with you, so you can bail me out with the pronunciation.
I'm helping. That's why I'm here. Overall, he's playing versus the Tiny. Troll is just a strong laner. He shouldn't suffer way too hard versus the Tiny, but he has to be careful when it comes to those tossbacks, right? That's always the problem.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if any support rotates and he wants to go charging in, it's going to make his life very difficult. But for now, the two supports playing in these side lanes, a 2-1-2 setup, something Kyle talked about. Maybe we'll see that Clockwork coming down bottom because both Underlord and Keeper Light are easy kills for him. But now, for now at least, Lil playing in the top lane with that Cogs level 1, looking to do what he can.
It did used to be really great for Clockwork as well, back in the day when Kyle was playing. Right now, a little difference is you have this Blinding Light super early on, and then you just get the clock away from you. So he can't really do as much as he did before, but definitely still a very, very fearsome rotation kind of a hero that if he goes bottom, you can die.
Oh, there's a first blood. GH takes out Skylark. And Lil on the run as well in the top lane. Well, GH and Miracle, this Slider plus Lifestealer combo. It's, I mean, I guess a 4-position Slider with GH on it, but playing in that safe lane, securing Miracle's lane.
I like this. I like this a lot. Like, Slardar and Underlord aren't nearly as scary as Kotl and Underlord, and Kotl doesn't really help Lifestealer a whole lot, so I love the way they set up their lanes. If you're a position 4, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you have to go on this off lane. It's the standard move, but this is a much, much better setup for them. Ooh.
Yeah, big nuke damage. And with the tricks of the trade, another nuke from Spartan. That's the level 3 Oracle, that second point.
Strongest? Strongest pretty much nuker in the game on that level 3. And he put it to good use. Kotl, he's very, very speedy. But at the same time,
they're going for more. Spartan has those nukes still. He may want to throw a couple of mind control. Throws the first, he'll have a second soon. There should be another kill here. Spartan, that damage, the Purifying Flames and the level 2 Blink Strike. This bot lane's looking pretty potent.
Who needs the Clockwork?
Yeah.
It's Nigma that are supposed to be calling for help from GH, it looks like. Because that lane is going terribly wrong for them. One of the reasons is the fact that aggressive mode read their playstyle very well and they blocked that hard camp. So they denied them that opportunity to push in and pull the creep wave instantly after.
He's looking to cancel a salve or something, I believe here. Did he get it? I'm not sure if he was actually salving there. Did he bring one on the courier? JJ, do we know?
I guess just a raid. Maybe he did. Maybe he had it. Yeah, JJ is trying to prove it to us. Yeah, you see the nods on the camera. That's it. So JJ.
Well, he turned the fog off.
Happy birthday,
when
JJ,
the
by
salve
the way.
was maybe on, you know. It was good job by JJ, but we didn't see whether the salve was canceled.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So
he outplayed himself.
Yeah, chill out, birthday boy.
Yeah, but yeah, happy birthday to JJ. Be sure to tweet at him, let him know. We can't. Today's the one day that we're not allowed to trash talk his observing. As Lil rotates on the mid lane, Weeha's going to toss him away, so that battery assault being negated, but there is a root from Borania?
Borania, yes.
Borania?
Very well.
Now I'm going to like overthink it every single time, as they will catch up with the cog strap, and Troll Warlord gets the last hit.
All right.
Some good aggressive plays early on.
At the same time, Legion Commander did die on that top lane, but arguably Tiny is a much better kill. Slowing down slowing down his item progression is definitely better.
Blink forward. Kuro, I don't know if he can come to this lane. The second he does, they just pounce on him. They may not be able to kill Mind Control because he's full of health, but they sure as hell can kill a squishy Kotl.
You know what the thing is? Like, in this lane, Kotl shouldn't do as poorly as Kuro is doing, but the problem is he started with Illuminate instead of Blinding Light, and that completely messes up your concept.
Or perhaps some revenge in the top lanes. Aggressive mode. Get a kill on GH. That nuke damage completely catching him by surprise. And Miracle very low as well. Has got the feast to play around, but Skylark doesn't want to let him heal up. He's trying to trade blows as well as possible, but not an easy lane for Legion.
These lanes are definitely working much better for aggressive mode than what we have guessed and what panel has guessed, at least. The Riki plus Oracle lane completely stomping Kuroki on that bottom lane. And on the top lane, even though Legion did die once, like...
It's the CS, though. Legion only has 11 last hits to the 32 of lifesteal. They have not shut down Miracle at all. And that Legion, while getting some XP, is not getting much farm.
And Kuro has to be careful. Skitter is coming in, you can see. One nuke, they need one more. Didn't go for him this time around. As soon as he gets that blinding light on the bottom lane, it becomes a little bit easier. Yariki can dodge it, but it's difficult. Spartan, however, they can get him. They can get Spartan. Kuro, one more hit. Perhaps two more. Oh. Yeah, he's dead. Is he? Is he dead?
Spartan?
They got him.
There we go.
All right. Mind Control continues just pushing in that lane. Perhaps with a couple of levels, it becomes easier for them. You can see that Kotl instantly goes to pull. Yeah, this is what they planned from the beginning. It came a little bit too late, and I don't think that lane is going to be too difficult for aggressive mode to deal with from now on, just because they got their levels, they got the Raid Band, the Orb of Venom on the Riki, and almost level 6 too.
There we go. Hits level 6, so now we can play around that invis. Back in the mid lane, he's getting rotated on Lil with the pushback from the cogs. The toss will get Borania away, but Lil still has the battery assault, and luckily for him, he has got GH there, but he still goes down. Just enough damage. It's Spartan once again showing up to secure these kills. Oracle, perhaps one of the best heroes to secure kills with.
Skylark.
Can he win this trade? Miracle's just exchanging blows. A Rocket Flare comes in. Miracle's going to be a little bit careful. He's still got the Infest to play around, though, and that's something that Skylark has to respect. Miracle just charging on in with that Orb of Venom slow, but gets juked in the trees. Also took a few too many tower shots. Now he's going to go charging in with the infested creep. Skylark, he knows he cannot fight that lifestealer who's going to be healing up.
In the mid lane, Spartan, actually, because of that raindrop that he purchased, does survive right now, but for how much longer?
Fortune's end out for a purge. Now he uses that magic immunity, but Weeha's still there, and here's Miracle, actually. Gets one kill, may go for a two. Borania did not expect the rotation from the lifestealer. And it's multiple kills as well as bottom lane. They lost Riki. Was that a third kill? No, Ricky's fine. Okay, that was the courier. I saw Riki. I was like, oh, there's 3 kills. No, it's just Ricky's courier. That kill feed. You know, couriers die all the time. We get them off the kill feed now. That's not a big deal.
It's so funny how Miracle went for that kill on the Legion commander, decided he can't kill him and rotates mid instead, secures 2 kills, gets the Oracle.
Lil, on the toss up, GH will have the crush to follow it up, and the Illuminate from Kuro from afar. Kill after kill going Nigma's way. It's only 6 apiece, but they've got all the last 3 or 4 kills, and they've got a big gold lead. Looking at the farm discrepancy in the net worth, it is not looking good as Borania instantly dies upon TPing back in from bad to worse.
They're bringing the numbers, and if you're aggressive mode, you have to answer the same way, but they're lacking that aggressive mode. They're lacking that discipline to just move in and try and help this troll. He has TP'd mid like twice now in a row and died. You can't let that happen.
That's, well, from one lane to the next, they go from mid now down to bottom. They've got Spartan. Weeha will get the last right click here. Skeeter trying to get some revenge kills. He's managed to find Kuro a few times, but this time he just doesn't have the help he needs as Weeha goes charging forward with the sentry. They don't want to go into the high ground. Smart decision, as there was backup waiting for them.
I love this side camera the troll camera running back mid.
The walk of shame.
Yeah.
Oh, just, please.
He's got very strong legs from all the running, you know, so that's going to help him out later on. Skitter still farming all right on this bottom lane, moving towards that defusal. It will help them quite a lot. Riki gets very scary versus Kuro later on too. But Lil, it's gonna fall. No,
maybe not. Jukes with the cogs. We are looking like he's going to want to chase this one down. Has the phase boots for movement speed and the windlace, and we'll get him with the avalanches. 10-minute mark approaching, and it looks like both outposts going to be claimed by Nigma. So further increasing their experience lead, and this game's looking really ugly. Like, the kill score does not tell the full tale, as, you know, Boromir dying back-to-back in the mid lane. He's just got Brown Boots, triple Wraithband. The Lifestealer, Nikes, has gone completely uncontested. Armlet almost up, and we're just 10 minutes in the game.
And I love his build, Armlet into Desolator. We see a lot of Maelstrom-type builds of Lifestealers recently, but because he's playing with that Slardar, he understands that he can dish out quite a chunk of damage early on if they go for those infest bombs.
As we've seen with his Tiny, and even the last time he played Lifestealer, he loves to be this building hitter as well. They'll just go high ground at 15, 20 minutes and start shredding buildings. And, of course, Armlet Deso, great items to do so with. The Maelstrom doesn't help you when you're pushing.
Exactly, especially when you're playing with the Slardar. You know you'll have that opportunity to take Roshan down early on. And after taking Rosh, if you have Maelstrom, you won't push, just like you just said. So it's definitely a good item build. But this is 11-minute mark. I suppose the aggressive mode side of support is going to get their level 6.
Well, before that happens, Skylark is going to get going on, but not quite enough damage initially. They're still chasing. Another toss from Weeha should be coming up soon. He's not going to toss Miracle, and I think Miracle says, dude, they're TPing. Don't do it. Don't do it. And
Lil
they'll
is
let
six.
it go.
Oh, that's correct! Just as planned!
Yep. Meant to do that. Lil's letting his play do the talking as he gets the kill in the most bizarre of fashion.
He's one of the first players that started doing things such as that one, you know? Like long time ago when he just came into the scene, he kind of reinvented what some spells can do on position 4. That's definitely not what he meant to do, but it still worked out.
Fancy moves from Lil as he now comes back to the mid lane, looking for some more kills for his team. He's been very active on this Clockwork, setting up 4 of these kills of theirs so far, but unable to get too much more out of his move mid.
One thing that I see from aggressive mode is that both of their cores on the safe lane and mid lane are going for diffusal blades.
He has been found. Boromir knew he was here. They have a toss combo, not enough to bring him down, and they've got the jewel here. Troll trying to juke the Illuminate. I think he knows he can't really stand his ground and fight under the Ignis as well, as they're going to look to now turn and go back in. Boromir, he's been kept alive by the Oracle. He's disarmed, though. Now the Purge coming into play, and there's the False Promise. Skylark still alive and kicking for the time being. Ricky elsewhere going down.
Lil's
I believe
back.
that was bottom lane. Yeah, Lil's back with the hookshot. He's called GH. That's going to be an easy kill for him as Weeha goes diving forward. It's Weeha and Nigma channeling their aggressive mode, going full divide, charging in, diving. Kuro, that's not your base, my friend. And he's got friends, though. Weeha's back in. 2-man avalanche with the toss follow-up, but the damage isn't quite enough. Onto the back foot he goes as the Cogs is going to surround him, trapping him on mid. The rest of Nigma say, you're on your own. We're going to take objectives. This tier 1 mid is just so important. And the other toss combo almost kills off Skylark. Weeha is doing all sorts of damage. Kuro's illuminate. Oh!
Almost.
So close indeed. And Kuro going to send them on a wild goose chase here.
Man,
Miracle didn't even try and help. He's like, I'm just taking this tier 1 mid. Same for the Underlord, by the way.
this is NASA amount of space that they're creating right here, because they've been running around. The tier 2, he dies in the end. Too little. That rocket gets him. But these two, we and Kuro, they made so much space for Miracle, for Underlord.
There's the Captain Cam with a huge smile on his face. A rare sight when it comes to Kuro, who's normally so stoic.
Yeah, so serious, you know. Focus.
I think Nigma having some fun. He's probably laughing at the fact his Underlord and Lifestealer were just hitting the mid tower, not even thinking about helping. And I kind of forgot there's an Underlord in this game because all the action has been happening mid and top.
Such a crazy game. Such a crazy game. You know, it happens to even tier 1 teams. When you're playing versus someone a bit lower, you get dragged down.
Yep.
And you just start playing
Their
game.
style of Dota,
Yeah.
yep. Not enough damage. The Illuminate coming in a bit late. May not have been enough anyways, as Miracle looking to eye off another tower. He's made moves bottom where he got a kill on the tower. He took the mid tier 1 and okay. Hook shot. No, fine. Weeha's Tiny. He's playing a bit solo perhaps on the Tiny. We've seen him diving all around, creating space. End of the day, this game is it's fine. Yeah.
It's what he's been doing ever since he joined this team. Some people flame him, some people hate it, but it's space. In any case, this combination of heroes, Ricky plus Clockwork, man, I love it so much. Like, you have those cogs, then the smoke screen on top of that, you can't do anything. You're just, all right, I guess I'm gonna die.
You can definitely see the idea behind picking these heroes together, but unfortunately the start was just not where it needed to be, as there is a fairly sizable advantage going Nigma's way because none of these aggressive mode heroes are just getting good farm. All three cores are just having a kind of lackluster average game, while Lifestealer has complete free farm. He's taken towers, he's gotten kills.
It's also very interesting because they haven't. It's not like Nigma itemized to farm. It's not like Nikes went for that Maelstrom. He's going for the armlet build and he's just farming better. That's pretty much it. Ricky isn't really your best farming hero, but he hasn't found nearly as much as the Nikes. Mostly because he's been joining these fights, like you just said.
Definitely one of those games, like, as if you're a carry player, like, watch what Miracle does. Like, the patterns he uses going from camp to camp, farming the lane, and then taking as much jungle farm as possible.
Taking a creep, going behind their tier 1, killing 2 heroes. You can definitely recreate that in your 3K pub.
He's not just sitting in his lane. He's gone mid. He's ganking. He's infest bombing onto Spartan, perhaps getting a second kill on Skylark as well. He may have the purge if he uses Corrosive Haze. There's the bash. This is going to be a crush with the haze. He purges it off as soon as he can, but it's still not enough. GH immediately TPing to the outpost down bottom, wanting to help out Mind Control, who's just fine on his own.
Yeah, they messed up that combo, it seems. They did go with a hookshot on the bottom lane. It just didn't work. Baranya now.
Yep, being pulled back in by the Ignis Fatus. GH has a Blink Dagger already. That's going to ruin Boronia's day. He's not even looking to go. Oh, he will go for the ultimate. Going to start live-sing a little bit back up, but they're just going to kite him around. The crush, the toss. And he's not really healing up. They just play around with him, playing with their food, and they'll eat it too.
He wants to show them who's the boss for a couple of seconds at least. You know, I'm not afraid of you, I'll fight. Still doesn't really do a whole lot. Sometimes you just want to die so you can go back to farming.
Yep.
But some space has been created by him as well for Skitter, because if you think about it, he is their midder and should be the one that play makes. However, Troll doesn't fit that.
That's some
really
optimism,
well.
I feel like, Liz.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you are. I'm like, I guess it's space. I mean, Ricky, unfortunately, doesn't feel confident enough to go to these lanes. The amount of map space that aggressive mode can play on is shrinking and shrinking. The dire vision has just been fantastic as well this game.
This 7K advantage that Nigma has got works so well when you have these heroes that utilize that advantage well. You have Slardar with the Blink Dagger, like you mentioned before, and suddenly he's active. On the other side, Ricky, who's their carry, still can't join these fights because he doesn't have that diffusal done. Once he gets that diffusal, perhaps he'll do something, but until then, he just needs to chill and farm.
Well, he's almost got it, but Roche is already looking to be claimed. With the Desolator timing and the Corrosive Haze, there's just so much minus armor. Here they come. They want to contest this one. They know what's going on. Lil with the hookshot initiation, but Nigma, the discipline, they immediately back off. They know the way they lose this game is getting caught in the Roshan pit, so instead they're going to look to catch aggressive mode. No sentry to scout Skitter. He's going to run immediately into the Ricky. They blow up the Oracle. It means there's no save. Next in the line is Lil. They take him out as well. Instantly, 3 dead. The Ricky just got deleted by Weeha's tiny combo. And they may just team wipe him here. They're looking for more. Skylark and Barania just completely on the run. GH goes blinking forward, has a crush. Corrosive Haze can follow it up. There's going to be a toss back. And once again, Barania, well...
At the same place.
Yep, same place, same way. Luckily, Skylark gets out, but it's still a 4 for nothing. Oh, 4 for 1. They killed Kuro.
Aggressive mode, they're being caught with their pants down time and time again. Like, in that situation there, Ricky, you're a bit slow, my friend. They're running at you, but that smoke screen comes after the stun and the infest bomb has been committed. If you use that smoke instantly after the purge has been committed on Slardar, then they can't react the way they did. And at least perhaps you can play around that. But this way, you get stunned, slithering crushed, then you get pitted by Underlord, and you can't do a whole lot with a Ricky. Roots are your bane. Like, it's very difficult to play against them.
They were never maybe going to have a good answer for the Lifestealer in that fight, but they should have been able to just kill the Slardar before he used any spells.
Yeah, because it is a Blink Dagger Slardar, and that's it. He's not super farmed.
Well, they're going to lose Skitter now as things go.
Spartan, my boy.
Well, he's doing his best. He's charging in, trying to save some teammates here. Lil with the TP out. Yep, he gets himself out of there. But that seems, you know, if you're aggressive mode, you're just celebrating the small victories, which right now is, oh, I TP'd out and lived. Oh, I killed a courier. They're not things that actually help you win the game.
I have a feeling Nigma just wanted to play as aggressive as possible in this game versus aggressive mode, because this game looks crazy.
It's a revenge game from the major, you know. They're like, you guys knocked us out of those major qualifiers. We are going to get some revenge.
All right. Miracle, that Aquila in his neutral item slot as well, with the Desolator, with Troll dying again.
There's just nowhere that's safe on this map.
Nowhere. Nowhere is safe. They have some very, very defensive wards, and on the side of Radiant, that is. While Nigma, they have wards that really spot out these heroes when they move out of their base. So if you're aggressive mode right now, the only play that you've got is you smoke up and you try to find the pickoff. But you can't do that because they're too strong. They're 12k ahead.
Ricky was scouted by the outpost. GH immediately jumped in. He's got the haze on him. Imagine he might be calling for some backup. It's the first TP in. They don't want to let Skeeter get away. Yeah, just hunting, like you say. Just keep using that haze. They've got that clumsy net as well. He reapplies the haze. I believe Skeeter is just going to get chased down. He's got no TP, so he's just smoking and standing there. Oh, okay.
Oh!
He blinks away. Lil shows up as well with a hook shot. Is this a play? Skeeter's going to blink in aggressively. They take out GH. Ignis Fat is coming a little bit too late to save him, and nice turnaround. But it's not over. Weeha's still there. And oh, by the way, Lifestealer's on the high ground. There's the off-screen action. Lifestealer just taking a tier 3 tower while all this goes down. I mean, this is the best you can hope for if you're aggressive mode. Try and get some kills here and just tell somebody to do their best defending. Kuro in trouble. Skeeter gets another kill. He's actually being bailed out by his teammates as GH comes back in with a buyback. We'll get one kill. And there's the TP out. So not the worst, but they're base.
Not great, not terrible.
They're holding. They're using some buybacks here. Mind Control trying to get the Lifestealer out. He's been trapped in cogs here. I don't see an out for him. And now Miracle's going to pop out, look to turn and fight. But there's 5 heroes surrounding him.
I take that back. It's great.
It's
actually the best case scenario for them
Here
so
comes
far.
GH. He's sprinting on forward. Miracle goes charging with the Rage. Wants to kill off Spartan, but he gets jeweled. That's going to be followed up by a crush on the haze here. He's going to lose the jewel, giving Miracle some damage here. They just don't have the ability to kill the Lifestealer within Rage. But with the Rage wearing off, they want to go for him, but he gets pushed out there. Skidder goes chasing him, but Miracle going to turn. Lifesteal shreds him with the minus armor. And Boromir also in trouble. He's being kited and stunned up. Gets taken out by the Tiny, and it feels like that was
Terrible
like a
again.
good play, but it's still
too much. They're just way
too far behind.
I think that fight was still the best fight aggressive mode could have asked for.
Yeah.
They split them up. They made one fight on the bottom lane. At the same time, they were killing off Underlord and a Lifestealer in the mid lane, but it just isn't enough at this point. They're way too far behind. 15k behind, 22 minutes in.
Yep, and I think Nigma know it. Once again, this Kuro all smiles, showing off those pearly whites as they're going to get a few more kills and just put the nail in the coffin. GG's called.
GG's called right there.
A handedly decisive game.
Takes the lead.
Kuro's squad destroy them. This wasn't close, Lizard.
This wasn't close at all. Considering how the laning stage has went, this just represents a full outplay and a full outdraft by